Okay, well, I have to say that today I have the huge pleasure to be with one of my heroes, I'll say, from my teenage years. This is Mr. Max Cavalera from Soulfly. Welcome to Spain.
Gracias. Thank you. How you doing?
Good, really good. I'm very excited and a bit nervous to be here with you because you represent this big, massive metal icon for me and for many people as well.
Thank you. Very nice to hear.
I'm sure that you're used to it.
Yeah, but it's always nice, you know. It's a good compliment, you know. I've been doing this for a long time. This tour is, I don't even know how many times we've been to Spain. A lot, you know. Like Spain's very special for me from the early beginnings, from the Sepultura days. Under Siege was filmed in Barcelona, so we have a real good connection with the Spanish fans, and you know, every time I come here, it's always great. It's always really exciting crowd. It reminds me of Brazil.
Reminds you of Brazil?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Why?
Same kind of Latin blood, you know, people, and it's caliente, you know, it's good, it's good. I love coming here and play.
Well, you're coming now at your latest album, which is Archangel. It came out in September of 2015. What does this album represent for you as a personal level? Because it's your 10th work with Soulfly.
Well, it was very special because it was the 10th album, and we wanted to do something a little bit different. So I went on and kind of immerse myself into biblical stuff, and it was really, I found it fascinating. It really matches good with metal, you know, when you put biblical themes like Sodomites and Archangel and Bethlehem's Blood, and the cover was really beautifully done with the Archangel Michael, and so I never really done an album that biblical, you know, so that was the first time for me. So I always like this new, when you can do something that you've never done before. That's always interested me in all my projects. So Archangel was really something I never really done, nothing kind of like that. So it's very mystic album, very, you know, prophetic kind of record. It's really cool. It's really for me very new, and I think for being your 10th album, when you're on your 10th album, you're not supposed to do nothing new.
True.
But we did it, and it works out really good.
Well, I'm talking about the art cover. To me personally, I think from all the 10 covers from Soulfly, this is the most beautiful one.
Yeah.
I know the illustrator is from Germany. And how was all the process to get to what it is now?
Well, the original idea was to use just an old icon, an Archangel icon. I go to Russia a lot, and my wife is Orthodox, so we have a lot of icons in the house, and we have some really cool ones of Archangel Michael. But Nuclear Blast heard of this guy Eliran Cantor, and they say, well, he can paint one for you and make and then you don't have to use something old. You can use something that's new, and maybe even incorporate some of your Soulfly elements to it. So I spoke with Eliran like 2 times, and he made me a sketch. But even I was completely blown away when I saw the final thing. It's beautiful. It's like a museum. It looks like something that should be on a museum or something, you know. So I was very happy we found him. So I think we're gonna use him more now. The next covers we can use him again.
When is gonna be the next album? Because I know that with you have 3 projects besides Soulfly. You also have Cavalera Conspiracy and Killer Be Killed.
Yeah.
And it might be really exhausting for you because you're launching like almost 1 album a year now.
Yeah,
So
and I kind of have to slow down a little bit because there's too much stuff, you know. But yeah, it's going okay. I think this year I'm gonna tour most of the time. You know, we have this tour right now, which is 5 weeks, and then we have a South American tour, real big, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Dominican Republic, and Brazil, and then we have an American tour for Soulfly with Suffocation, which is going to be a real big tour for us. And then I'm doing thing with my brother Igor, Cavalera Conspiracy Live. We're playing the Roots album.
I knew I wanted to ask you about that because it's 20 years of Roots, and I read recently that you were saying that you might be touring and playing the whole album with Igor.
Yeah, there was idea that Gloria had that idea, and I thought it was a really cool idea. Me and Igor are here, and we can do it. It's a really big album for us. It was a very special album for our catalog, and it'd be cool. I think there's a lot of interest from people to see that, and I think after all that is done, then I can maybe start thinking about. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for a Killer BQ or Cavalera Conspiracy. I don't know yet. I gotta feel each other's projects, see which one is closer, to my heart to be done right now. But either one of them will come out next year.
Right. Well, let's go back to Soulfly. 10 years, 10 albums, and no DVD yet. That's very strange. Are you planning to do something like, Soulfly Live in one of these countries that you're about to tour?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think now it's almost like the perfect time. With 10 albums, it's like, we can actually do something like that, There's also the interest of doing, because I just did the book, My Bloody Roots, and a lot of people really love the book a lot, and so that book sparked kind of interest on also some video makers that want to make kind of a DVD biography type thing, so we might do that. But if you do something like that, it has to be a big project, because we have to do stuff like go back to the tribe, the Chavantes in Brazil, and revisit that, and go all the way back to Belo Horizonte, my real roots, and so it's a time-consuming process, and
it'll be kind of like a documentary about you based on your book.
Documented based on the book, and so I think that's kind of cool too. But a live DVD album also would be really good. I always like. I'm thinking about trying to connect with Nicaragua, because I think Nicaragua will be a cool place to have a live album. Nobody has a live in Nicaragua, We'll be the first one,
I like that idea, and I'm sure that Nicaragua people might be really excited about hearing this after.
Yeah. So we hope that will work out, something like that.
Okay, let's talk about the Max Cavalera, the family man, because you're touring now with your kids. Is that right?
16 of us in this bus.
The whole Cavalera family together.
The whole clan, the whole tribe. It's great. It's the way that we travel. We've been traveling like this forever. We don't know any different. And the only difference now, the kids are bigger, and now they're playing in their own bands. Lodi Kong, which is Zion and Igor, and Insight is Richie, and Jason is the drum tech. But it's a real friendly family vibe in the bus. Everybody really, watch for each other, and everybody. Of course, we have fights, and just like.
Of course, your family.
Just like any other, family, it's that stuff happens, and but we all also, get along really good, and it's really fun having everybody in the same bus and in the same tours. And we have our guests, King Para, they're from Australia. They're really fun guys. So this tour has been very, very awesome, very, very fun.
Good. Well, talking about the family man, is this the key, like having all the family together on touring, to keep a marriage for such a long time? Because I know that you're very busy, and in this industry, usually marriages fail. I would say that maybe Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon are the only ones that are still together after so many years. You think that's the key?
It definitely looks like that. We work together, and because we get to see each other all the time, keeps it alive, and I think the problem with other people's marriages, especially musicians, is when they have to leave the wife home and they go on tour and they don't see the wife for like a year, That becomes a problem. It's a hard life, but I get to do it. We do it together, and I think it's really, our position is very unique, because we are one of the few bands in the world that takes a manager on the tour with us. Gloria is our manager. Most bands, the managers stay in an office in LA or New York.
Have no contact, it's all over the phone and email.
So send emails, you go here today, She's here physically with us, making sure everything is running perfect. So it's almost like spoil us a little bit. We get too spoiled and everything just runs smooth and good. But it's definitely I think we made it work like that. I've been married now for 23 years, and so it's like it's I think the way it works for us because of this, because we do all things together. Also, we like the same stuff. We like traveling. We love both love our works with music. We're passionate about the metal world, and she has her blog, which is really big. Growing Up Green tells about all the stories, and even some stories that were not in my book and stuff. So fans really like that a lot, and a lot of fans contact her. They want to get some from me, and so they go through her, and so we make it work, like that. I think that's the secret.
Wow, that's brilliant. Last question. Max Cavalera and religion. You were saying before that this latest album of Soulfly, it has a lot of influence from religion through your wife. And are you a religious person?
Yeah, I'm more spiritual, I think that's better, I think religion, sometimes there's a lot of bad stuff done in the name of religion, killing, and money, greed. So I think for me it's more like I like to look at myself more as a spiritual person with an interest in religious subjects. That's why Archangel was so cool to do, like reading about like the Old Testament and stuff like that was really interesting. It's very mythical and very mystic, and it's kind of like it's made. It goes good with metal for some reason, and it's like really it's a good when you put them together. It really works. Like especially the stuff like we did, like Sodomites and Archangel itself, the song Archangel, is very powerful live. It's really cool, and I probably would do more of that stuff. But I don't like when people label us as Christian band, because we're not. I like black metal, death metal, Our Penance, and Belphegor, and Behemoth, and those kind of bands. That's what I listen to. But yeah, definitely spiritual. I think spiritual and religion are completely different things.
Do you think you will go for the next album of Soulfly? Maybe, make a little research into other religions like Buddhism, Taoism, something that, because you said that you're very spiritual, so, create something.
The thing about Soulfly is that it's so open, and we can do anything we want. We can do a doom metal album, we can do a grindcore album. We can do a death metal album. It's up to us. We can do a tribal album. That's actually kind of what I'm leaning towards a little bit more, is be tribal, and maybe do some research on recordings in Africa and stuff like that. Might be really cool. And I never done that, so that really. The idea that was born with Roots, I think it's still today a valid idea to make records, go to places where normally metal bands don't go, and make that connection with that tribe or civilization, put them together with metal. It's really cool. It's really unique, very powerful, and so I think I'm leaning more towards that for the next Soulfly, but that's so long, in the future. I still got Cavalera to get through. Killer BQ. A lot of people want
some rest as well.
A lot of people want the new Killer BQ album. I'm working on that too, so it's gonna be a while to the next Soulfly. But right now we're just enjoying 10 albums. The set list is amazing. I really love the set list because we play almost like 2-3 songs from each album. And we play a couple favorite Sepultura stuff, and it's a really, I love the set. We're doing Ace of Spades with the King Parrot guys.
Oh, nice!
Which started actually before Lemmy died, which is really interesting. It's not like I'm jumping on the bandwagon of the Lemmy thing. We were doing it with Crowbar in America before Lemmy died, and it was like I really loved. I was always pushing for us to do this song. Even when I did the Metal All Stars project, they want to do a song to end the festival, and I was always suggesting Ace of Spades, Ace of Spades.
It's a
classic metal song, you know. But we're doing on this tour, and it's been amazing. Especially the UK really loved it when we did it. It was very special. The London show, my brother actually played drums for the Ace of Spades version in London. That was really good. And we do it on this tour every night, and it's been a lot of fun. It's like it makes the last part of the concert more of a jam session. Bring everybody on the stage, and then but the whole show is a visitation to all the records that I've done, and it's you know, Prophecy, Primitive, Dark Ages, Soulfly 3. We play a little bit from every album, so it's, for me, it's a really fun set list to play, you know. And I want to actually keep digging and trying to get more songs out of it, working on some other songs that we haven't played in a long time, and add them as the tour goes, you know.
very excited now. I want to jump on stage and start playing like now. Let's do it. Well, Max, thank you so much. Have a great night tonight. Great show, and the rest of the tour for you around Europe. I'm sure it's going to be successful as always.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
See you.
Max Cavalera and Shadia for EMP Live TV.